I hope you all are fine. Today I am here to discuss with you chapter number 8 of your chemistry subject, that is water. Now what is water? Water is a compound of hydrogen and oxygen having formula H2O and which is a life supporter. It is a life supporting substance. Without water, life does not exist. And presence of water on earth makes the earth a special planet. Presence of water on earth makes it special because only earth is the planet, so far our knowledge, that on earth only life exists. No other possibility of existence of life on any other planet have been reported so far. So water, it covers about 3/4 of our earth, that is approximately 75%. Then our body also comprises of 70% of our body. Our body comprises 70% water. And plants, they comprise about 90%, vegetables also they comprise about 90%, fruits also. Now this water, it is, as we said, it is life supporting, but the presence of water, it also enables a particular living organism to perform the different functions. Like water helps in maintaining the body temperature of the organisms. Further, water helps in the translocation of different nutrients, like hormones, they are secreted in our body. So from one part to another part, they are transported. And in the particular plants also, from the roots, the special minerals which a particular plant needs, they are transported from the roots to the stem and further to the leaves and further to the fruits. So those all particular processes, they are carried by this particular water. Clear? Now we use water for domestic purposes, for washing, for bathing, for drinking purpose and various other purposes. In the industry, water is used for different purposes. Like in the textile industry, it is used for washing the fabrics. In hydrothermal power plants and in other different power plants, water is used in the manufacture of electricity. That is, first of all, water is converted into steam. Further, that steam is used to run the turbines. Okay, so in this way, water is used. Further, in agriculture purposes, water is used for irrigation purposes. So that all functions are performed by this particular water. Okay, now water is having a very unique property that it can dissolve any substance in it. Two terms earlier we had studied. One is called solute, another one is called the solvent. What is solute? The solid substance that gets mixed in a liquid. Solid that gets mixed in a liquid, that particular substance we call as solute. And what is solvent? The liquid in which solute or that solid mixes, that we call as solvent. So solute and solvent, both when combined, they form solution. When both these mix, they form the particular solution. Clear? Now here we are discussing the water. Water is such a unique substance that it can dissolve mostly all the substances in it. Like normal common salt also dissolve. If we take into a general routine, the simple examples, like common salt dissolves different solids like sugar. When we prepare the tea, sugar is added, that also get dissolved. Similarly, different types of dyes, they get dissolved in it to form different solutions. Different type of other artificial flavors which generally nowadays we are using to quench our thirst, like roux afza, it is having different flavors, so that also get dissolved in water. So mostly all the substances, alcohol also dissolve, then soaps, they also dissolve in it, etc. are the different examples. So due to this very property, water is called the universal solvent. Universal solvent. Universal solvent means all the substances nearby or all the solutes they can dissolve in water. So due to this reason, water is called the universal solvent as it dissolves a large number of substances in it. Clear? Clear to all? Okay, why it is called universal solvent? Because mostly all the solutes they get dissolved in water, and water is a liquid. Liquid means it is here acting as solvent when any particular substance will mix in it. Okay. So our next topic is how does a solute get dissolved in a solvent. So here journal I had drawn. Consider these are the solute molecules, these are solvent, and the last one are the solution. How you can understand? Whenever we add a particular solute in a solvent, what happens? You might have seen there is no increase in volume. Like when you are adding a spoon of sugar in a glass of water, so when that particular spoon of sugar gets mixed properly in a glass of water, there is no increase in the volume of that particular glass which contains water. So why that thing happens? Now it is clear, you can clear it from here. Consider these are solute molecules, these are solvent, and the last one that are of the solution. Now if solute is added, solute gets broken down into its molecules. When it gets broken down, here as we had discussed earlier in chapter number 1st of matter, that liquids they have intermolecular spaces. So solids they travel there and they get trapped there. The intermolecular space which is present in the particular solvent or in the liquid, solids enter there, and when it gets completely entered, when it gets completely dissolved, we get the resultant solution. So overall we can see here there is no increase in the size or increase in the volume. So due to this very factor it happens. Why it happens? Because the solute they get entrapped in the spaces present in the solvent, or solid gets trapped in the space present in the particular liquid. Clear? Okay, now next topic is the water. Okay, so next topic is how does different substances they get mixed in water? How do they get dissolved? We had studied that water is a universal solvent. So universal solvent means it can dissolve a variety of substances. So that variety of substances, how are they dissolve? Actually water is having hydrogen and oxygen. So hydrogen and oxygen, they both are having different behavior, they show different behavior, they are having different properties. Hydrogen is slightly positive and oxygen is slightly negative. So due to the presence of slight positive and negative charges, water becomes polar in nature, or water exists as a polar molecule. Now why only oxygen acquires negative charge? Partial, it is partial. Partial means incomplete, which is not totally full. Water is a polar molecule. Why water behaves as a polar molecule? Due to the presence of partial positive and partial negative charges on oxygen and hydrogen. Now from where do this particular partial positive and negative charges come? It came as oxygen is having atomic number 8, so 8 electrons are there. hydrogen is having one electron and one atomic number. So more the number of electrons, more will be the negative charge. Okay, more electronegative the element will be. Electronegative. In general, it is here a general topic for you because you people don't know what is electronegativity, that you will study in your 10th standard. So just keep in mind, oxygen having more electrons than hydrogen, so acquires the negative charge, and hydrogen having less, it acquires the positive charge. Due to presence of positive and negative charges, there is existence of two different poles like positive pole and negative pole, hence water is called the polar molecule. Now when water becomes polar, that is it acquires the negative and positive charges, so it can dissolve the substances very easily, like sodium chloride NaCl. You might have studied about radicals, Na positive, Cl negative. Now water is having H positive and this one OH negative or negative charge, so positive will combine with negative and this one will combine with this positive, so it will form NaOH plus HCl. Clear? So due to presence of positive and negative charges or due to the presence of radicals, they easily get mixed with the water. Similarly, sulfuric acid H2SO4, it is having H positive, SO4 2 negative. Again water is having this one. So when water get mixed, it easily forms a solution. Clear? Similarly, different salts like sodium sulfate, when combines with water, again sodium sulfate having Na positive, SO4 2 negative. So again combines with water, so you will get again the solution. Clear? So this is regarding the polar nature or polar behavior of the water. Similarly, some other non-polar substances are there which dissolve in water, like alcohol, benzene. They also dissolve in water. So that makes water a universal solvent, that it can dissolve a large number of substances. Clear? Clear to all? You must keep in mind that water contains positive and negative charges. Due to that, water is called polar. And due to presence of polar nature, the different positive and negative radicals, they also combine with water very easily. Clear?